Today we're going to be making steak, eggs, and asparagus. This is my first time, well not my first time making food on YouTube, but my first time using my actual camera. Alright, so I got my steak, I got my eggs, I got my asparagus, and I got my mixed peppers for my eggs. And I'm going to try my best to show y'all everything that I do while cooking this stuff. Now, I'm not no chef, I'm not Gordon Ramsay, I'm not Wolfgang Puck or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular average dude that's trying to eat to lose weight. Like, this is a really good meal for building muscle. I mean, you got the protein from the steak and the eggs, you got the veggies, you got the fiber in the veggies. I don't really know what to say. I'm not good at these intros, okay? So listen, let's just get into it, and I'm gonna show y'all my process. And yeah. And don't forget your food scale, because we are tracking everything, okay? You can't lose weight if you're not tracking calories. Well, you can, but it's actually easier to use a food scale. I got this from Amazon. I know it's kind of broken, but this is a really good food scale. And the reason why I like this food scale so much is because it's Bluetooth. So it's like, you know, sometimes when you put stuff on top of a scale, it kind of gets covered by a bowl. You don't get that with this. You could just literally turn it on, put whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm going to be using MyFitnessPal to track my calories. All right, I'm going to start with the steak. So the first thing I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to clean off this. Because when I do weigh my food and stuff like that, like especially meats and stuff, I like just putting it directly on here. It makes it a lot easier and stuff like that. It's less cleanup. Just got to wipe it off. I got these steaks from my local supermarket. Round sandwich steaks. They were $6. So yeah, don't get on me too much, but these are pretty lean, if you ask me. Like, look how thin they are. Honestly, I probably should have like more than one. Yeah, so I'm gonna weigh this out and I'm gonna put this on my scale. For one, it's 69 grams. Now, when I weigh it, usually I would just scan the barcode, but since I didn't pay for the premium this month, what I usually would do, I go to my phone, go to my diary, type in steak, and if I can find, this is more like a round steak, but I'll just type in steak because it's easy. This is a sirloin round steak right here. And instead of ounces, I'll use grams. Grams is just so much more easier. I feel like it's more precise. So I'll type in 69. For 69 is only 116. So I'm going to do probably two, actually. Because they're so thin. Yeah, you know what? We'll do two. For two, 136 grams. So, let me wash my hands. Always wash your hands anytime you're handling food and then touching your phone and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I understand why a lot of people don't track their calories because that's a hassle, low-key, but I'm just uber clean. 228 calories for two steaks. So I'm gonna log that in. That's high in protein, obviously. And then I'm going to put that to the side. Next, I'm going to do my eggs. So for eggs, I typically usually do 2 to 3. I'm going to do 3 eggs today. 3 eggs is about 210 calories because these eggs are 70 calories a piece. So that's 70, 140, 210. So I'm going to show you guys how to crack an egg if you've never cracked an egg before. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, it was almost perfect. It was only like a little piece of shell, like literally one little piece. I got to get that out. Come on, get out. Get out. I don't want any freaking shells in my eggs. Got it. All right. First egg crack on YouTube, not that bad. I'm going to do it better this time. Boom. There we go. Way more precise. Way more finesse. That's why you got to be confident in yourself. 3. Boom. This one got more shell in it. Okay, I was too confident. So I'm going to track those 3 eggs. These are cage-free eggs too. Brown cage-free eggs. So these are Eggland's Best. Eggland's Best 3 eggs. Matter of fact, why does it say one? How many calories is it? It's on the inside, genius. They're 60 as opposed to 70. That's crazy. Look at that. So these are literally less calories, 60. I'm so used to the 70 calorie eggs, and I already have it logged. As you can see, 3 eggs, 180 calories. All right. Next, I'm going to bring my scale back. Right? The eggs on top. I got it set to 0 grams, as you can see. Focus, sucker. 0 grams. I'm going to put these peppers in there. I don't like eggs by themselves, but with peppers in it, It's amazing. So I'm gonna put these are mixed peppers. I got it written down. Mixed pepper strips. And then the only thing I don't like about this is that it goes by cup. But 1/3 a cup is 85 grams. So we're just gonna do that till we hit 85. 84. All right. Well, 83. But I'm still just gonna put it as that because they don't have a way where you can just do it by grams, which is so stupid. But this is how the eggs look. Nice and colorful. Nice and colorful. I'm going to stir those eggs up in a second, and then I'm going to start prepping the asparagus. All right, so I'm just going to stir these up. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. You know, I thought this was going to be too much peppers, but this is actually really good. Really, really good. And, of course, we're going to put salt and pepper. You know, I'm not a big cheese person when it comes to my eggs, neither. I've tried cheese and eggs. It's fine. But I'm not the biggest cheese person. I like my eggs just with peppers in it. The peppers add a lot of flavor to it. And they make them a lot more tolerable. But if I do put any cheese inside of my eggs, it's usually mozzarella cheese. Like, I don't know why. That's the best type of cheese to put in eggs, in my opinion. I usually put like Montreal steak seasoning, but I've been watching a lot of videos where people make like their steaks and stuff like that. And for the most part, all they put is like pink salt on there, or quote unquote real salt. That crack is just so satisfying, but it is such a workout. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a workout. But yeah, they put this pink salt on there, and this pink salt, and they put a little bit of pepper. Like when you go to a restaurant and stuff like that, that's usually what they put on there, salt and pepper. They might put a little bit more stuff on there, but I'm talking about like a typical diner. I've never been to like a fancy steakhouse. I've been to like one place, but it doesn't seem like the meat was like super duper seasoned or anything. It just seemed like it was premium meat. Pause. And now for the asparagus. All right. I got this whole bean stalk of asparagus for like $2 some change, which is a steal in my opinion. I'm not the biggest like fresh vegetable cooker. I usually cook a lot of frozen veggies. I feel like they last a lot longer and stuff like that, and they're just easier to deal with. But when it comes to asparagus, I like to make an exception with that because I feel like asparagus is not hard. I can't find my other cutting boards, so I'm going to use this one. Just rinsed it off really quick. Anytime I put something in a cabinet or I put something inside of a drawer, even though I know it's clean, I still rinse it off because you just got to do that. Like, you can never be too sure. And for the asparagus, I'm not going to do too much. I'm probably going to do like 4 or 5 pieces because this is a lot of asparagus. And fresh vegetables do go bad fast. So I'm going to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like 5 is good. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rinse them off. Rinse them off in the zinc. So I rinsed them off in the zinc. I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to cut the ends off, like the bottom parts. Like this down here. All these got cut off. So now you just have this. Some people cook the whole thing. I've seen people cook the whole thing. I don't like these parts. These, they're horrible to eat. But they're good to grow. You could put them inside of the dirt and you can grow new asparagus with these. So I've heard. I've never tried it yet. All right, we're going to start with the steak. We're going to put this on about 4 to 6, like in the middle, like 5. I don't have a low, medium, high. I just have like a high, and then the rest of them is numbers, and then it says light. So I'll put it on 5. That's the dot between 6 and 4. All right. We're going to start off by putting my butter in there. Some people be like, oh, you shouldn't put the butter in there first. You should do it afterwards. I do it how I want to do it, okay? It works this way. I'm a simplistic man. I don't like to overcomplicate things. Like, I told you, I'm no chef. I don't braise anything. I'm just going to sit this in here, and then I'm going to let it cook, and then I'm going to turn it. Remember, these steaks are super thin. I don't want them to cook super fast. I just want them, like, I can't get like a medium rare or anything out of this. It's going to be either done or it's going to just be like undercooked. But either way, I'm just going to, my hands are clean too, by the way. I wash my hands, but yeah, I'm just going to, This is why I should have used a fork. I'm gonna use a fork now. Burnt myself. I'm doing a terrible job. Like, I promise you, when I cook off camera, I'm not this incompetent. I'm actually really good at cooking. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I told you I'm an unconventional type of person when it comes to cooking. I'm just gonna put this on there. I'm just gonna let it sit and let it steam up, and then I'm gonna flip it. But they just aren't cut up all the way. I don't know what type of steaks these are, honestly. All right, let's take this off and see. Now we got like a little steam, like a little butter steam thing going on. Just flip it over. Yeah, these steaks. Ow. Yeah, these steaks are probably going to sit in here for a little long. Probably because I'm cooking them so low. But if I cut it in the middle, I should be able to see if it's done or not. So, let's see here. Yeah, these are like cheesesteak steaks. Okay. So at least I know the butter is braising though. The butter is, oh my gosh. Yeah, this steak is like, these are those types of steaks. Still edible. Okay. That works. I'll put these asparagus in there now. And let them sit with the steak for a little while. Alright, this is looking a lot better. Look at that color. That color looks a lot better. I'm liking the color on the asparagus. I'm liking the color on the steak. Steak is super thin. I think this is about done, honestly. Just gotta flip it for a little bit, let it sit. It should be pretty much done, and I should be starting the eggs after this. Alright, I took the steak off. I'm gonna put these eggs on about 3. Of course, you know what we gotta do. Start off with the butter. Let that thing just, let it thang-a-lang-lang-lang, chang-a-lang-lang, whatever. I like to let it sit for a little bit. By the way, I did weigh out both butters that I used together. It was around 132 calories, I believe. Let me check. Whoa, I was way off. It was actually 193. I don't know where I got 132 from. I have no idea. But yeah, 193, which is not bad because I still have about, altogether, this meal was about 644 calories. I'm in a calorie deficit for 2 pounds this week, so I still got 926 calories. But once I eat this, I'm probably not really gonna want nothing else to eat today. All right, it's starting to, hey, just put that in there. Put that mixture in there. Go ahead, throw that in there. And remember, you cook it on low. You cook it too high, overcook the eggs very quickly. Like just, I'm loving these peppers and how this looks. This just looks good. I like scrambling my eggs. I never make like regular whole eggs, or I tried to do the eggs with the yolks, like how the people on TikTok be doing when they do the steak eggs and with the, you know, the yolk and stuff. It wasn't really my jam like that. I'd rather just mix it up like this. You know what, just for the hell of it, I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese, bringing this up to 734 calories for the whole meal. Still not bad. The mozzarella cheese does have more protein, so this is gonna add a heap of protein into it. But yeah, we're pretty much done. Like, I'm just gonna stir this in, I'm gonna plate this up, and then yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys how it tastes. All right. Whew. I spent my entire morning cleaning up, cooking, and I'm going to have to clean again before I even go work out. But it's all good. So what we have here, 2 pieces of steak. We have eggs with peppers and a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And we have some asparagus. And of course, we got water. Make sure you drink your water. It's very essential. Let's see here. My MyFitnessPal doesn't allow me. Oh, it does. So this has 58 grams of protein, about 55 grams of fat, and 19 grams of carbohydrates. So this would be technically keto. I'm not trying to be keto personally because I did the keto thing, lost a lot of weight. It does work. But it's a lot of work. You got to keep up with your ketones. You got to test your urine. It's a lot, bro. Saturated fat, 25. Polyunsaturated fat, 3. Monosaturated fat, 6. Cholesterol, My cholesterol on here says 671 over 300. Sodium, 648 out of 2300. So, yeah. If you're like one of those people that wanted to know what the stats was and how healthy this meal is, I would say it's pretty healthy with the nutrients. Macros, I would say if you're one of those people that want to be keto or something like that, it works. For me, it's just about the energy and it's about the calories, honestly. The eggs are really good, if I do say so myself. When I was a kid, I wasn't the biggest egg eater. I used to hate eggs. The steak, I already tried a piece of steak, as you can see right here, but I'm gonna just bite it on camera because that's what the food people do. Steak came out pretty good. The type of steak it is, I don't know what I was expecting. Obviously, you can't get a medium rare with a steak this thin. You need a thicker steak, but still good nonetheless. The asparagus, really good. That asparagus right there. Takes it over the top. And technically, outside of that chia seed drink with the lemon and turmeric and all that stuff that I had earlier, this is my first meal of the day. This is technically breakfast. How many people do you know eat asparagus for breakfast? Like, a lot of people don't like asparagus. Drink some of that water. Can't forget the Bev. Not sponsored. Take it to the head. When you make eggs, what do you put in your eggs? Do you put peppers in it? Some people put mushrooms. You put cheese in it, like I did. Y'all let me know. Also, let me know what I could have did better, because I know I made mistakes. Honestly, with steaks like these, what I'm going to start doing, and with the asparagus, I'm going to start putting, I could maybe do oil and put them in the oven, because these are very thin. I like doing the one pot meals where you can kind of just like put everything, not one pot, well yeah, one pot too, but the one pan meals. I like the one pan meals where you can just put everything on the pan, put a little olive oil or the spray or whatever, throw it in the oven. I think I'm going to start doing that starting tomorrow. 2 steaks, spray it with some oil, put a little bit of butter in there, and then just cook the eggs on the stove. I think that'll make it a lot more simple, and I think it'll probably come out a little better. I don't hate the way how the steak came out on the stove. I'm just one of those people that I typically like just throwing everything in the oven. Chicken, fish, if I can beef, unless it's like ground beef, then I'll cook it on the stove. That's pretty easy, but I'm going to try that out tomorrow and see how I like it. Might make a video on that. Who knows? But I'm going to enjoy the rest of my meal. I appreciate those of y'all who watched the video to the end. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.